Dele Alakori happened to be one person that people thought would be the Minister of Communication, or Minister of Information, rather, to help launder the image of Tinubu in Nigeria. But shockingly, Tinubu sent him to go and man the Ministry of Solid Minerals. Apart from the crude oil that everybody knows, Dele Alakori has been working with God knows how many of these foreign entities, and they have been stealing and smuggling Nigerian mineral resources, and they have been putting the money in their pockets. What I would have expected of them, I don't even know why I'm saying I expected anything from them though, right? Was that they would declare, they will put an end to illegal miners, mining some of these precious, critical mineral resources in Nigeria. But they didn't do that. Rather, Dele Alakori demanded for his own soldiers, apart from the Nigerian army, the Nigerian police, or what have you. Dele Alakori put together his own army that will work with him, and they will go on to protect illegal miners. And since it's going to be them giving them the license to mine in Nigeria, so it will no longer be illegal. So as long as they are getting their cuts and all that, it's been 18 months now. I don't think any of you can really tell us how much you have made from all the mineral resources in Nigeria, apart from crude oil. Not that you can say how much you have made from the crude oil and gas, or from other mineral resources. Dele Alakori has been handling that for Tinubu. So maybe now they are partnering with France, and there is no disclosure to what or which the mineral resources that France will be drilling from Nigeria. Some said uranium, titanium, tin ore, and what have you. But it will remain a guess, because there is where they have been making their hundreds of millions of dollars. And most of this stuff that France needs, they are in northern Nigeria. And the north themselves, some of their state governors, they are illegal miners too, making money from this. So I'm only saying this now that everyone is pretty much like suspecting France and suspecting Tinubu. So somebody said that there is a chance that they did not even read whatever is inside that MOU. So France has pledged to give Tinubu's government 360 million euro in the next 2 years after they sign this paper they are holding. So what is that money for? No real idea other than what they put in the media. 360 million euros to come and take billions and billions worth of billions of euro worth of mineral resources from Nigeria, and you will never get to know it. You will never know it, as long as you say it is in your own interest. It is in the interest of Nigeria. That is what they said, and I have every right to be suspicious of them, right? I do. And if you want to know one area that Tinubu and his gang have been making their blood money, it is the mineral resources, solid minerals ministry. And you will never know. We will never know how much of that they are illegally smuggling out of Nigeria, where no single penny. Well, I read it sometimes, I think it was middle of this year. Dele Alakori said something like they've made over $100 million, or they were, I think I read it, I can't remember. They said they are emitting, I think, $100 million from solid minerals. You know, you barely see him. You would hardly see Dele Alakori. You don't see him in the media nowhere because he's quietly there where they are like drilling gold. Name it. So we have no idea what they are signing up for to France as we speak. But it seems it's a good deal. If you take a look at their faces, it seems to be a good deal. For the next 2 years, they will collect 360 million euros, right? But we don't know what they are going to give in return other than critical mineral resources is called. Critical. Zulum was on channels this afternoon, and he was talking about the impact of this same tax bill. You see, they are everywhere right now, and it's going to get hotter and hotter. According to Zulum, he said, you'll barely see up to 3 state governors in Nigeria in support of Tinubu's tax reform. Yeah, tax reform again. And I don't know how reliable that is. I can tell you that from what I have been seeing everywhere, all day, it's been about like Tinubu is about to strangulate the North. And they are not just going to go down without a fight. Listen to this.
Is this upsetting leaders in the North? Yes. Is it making Tinubu to lose followership in the North? What I'm telling you now is that the tax reforms bill as it is right now is passed. It will hurt the North. And that you will not be able to pay salaries. Is that really the fact? Let me go back to the statement that you made before the break, when you said whether I'm anti-Tinubu administration or something like this. Those are some of the impressions some people have. Let me tell you, I'm a strong member of APC. If you can count 2 governors between 2019 to 2023 that were in support of Tinubu, you can mention Professor Zulum. I was the first governor to come out publicly and say that power must go to South. This is the misconception that is ongoing. Unfortunately, the president was told by many that the North are against him. Is that a fact? No, it's not a fact. 60.2% of his vote came from North. Are you getting what I'm saying? On this tax issue, there's a lot of misconception. During the NEC, we had the NEC, and we advised federal government to force for a moment in order to have deeper consultations with stakeholders. That was our own statement. Then later on, people have turned it upside down. But I want you to believe that consultation is central to democracy. This is a beggar's belief that in a democratic setting, we are begging for the right to consult or to be consulted. This is only what has happened. We haven't said anything, but we felt that the provision, VAT provision in the tax law, which clearly stated that VAT allocation should be based on derivation. The proposed bill further stated that 60% of the VAT tax will be shared based on derivation. I'm not an economist, but based on the calculations that we did, only Lagos State and Rivers State will benefit from this scheme. Is that a fact? Because I mean, reading through the documents and the bills.
Let me finish what I'm saying. However, we have had series of consultations with the FRS team. I had a meeting with discussions with the governor of Lagos State. Lagos State governor told me that, look, Prof, Lagos will lose a lot if this is implemented. While we did our own research and then concluded that we would lose. Then the matter of the fact is that why are we in rush? We advise the federal government to take a force, expunge some of the clauses in the tax bill that are inimical to the growth and development of not only northern Nigeria, Southeast will be severely affected. South will be severely affected. Even in the Southwest, only Lagos will benefit from this scheme, to our own observation. However, be it as it may be, they said, no, this is not right. But what we are telling them is that give us time. Why are we in rush? Let us force, and then let us do deeper consultation because we are in democracy. So that we should understand the nitty-gritty of this tax regime before passing it to law. This is our bone of contention. And then people are saying, oh, Professor Zulum is against the presidency. This is a democratic setting. Unless people want us to, to do a garrison democracy. In democracy, we have the right to say. But what we told them is that let us take time and evaluate the efficacy of the tax systems before we pass it into law. That does not mean anything. On that particular day of FEC, I don't want to mention a name. Somebody said, Nelfon is not doing well. I raised question, and I said, no, if there's any one federal government organization that is doing very well, it's Nelfon, as of now in Nigeria. Because up to one university of Maiduguri was paid about 1.2 billion naira. I've never seen this one. Just when I'm coming with my driver, I've seen the level of road construction in FCT. And I also saw the aviation industry, development and agriculture. But it is very important for us to say the right thing. And I have not withdrawn my statement. To my own observation, if this tax bill is being passed, the North should be shortchanged, the Southeast should be shortchanged, South should be shortchanged, as well as the Southwest. The only state that will benefit is Lagos. Where will all the money go?
Nuisance, Lele.
So Kazigami specifically is against what if Tinubu. Okay, hang on. He said he's not against it. It's just the timing, which ordinarily, in all sincerity, right? Their bill was submitted on the 3rd of October. So it's been in the National Assembly for 2 months. So they are saying that they should have given it more time. They should have consulted more. So the NEC, which is I think it's the second biggest advisory body for the executive in Nigeria. So the NEC comprises of the state governors, the royal fathers, the religious body, and all of that kind of thing, right? So they told Tinubu to withdraw the bill and consult more, which is practically to say, don't do it. If you do this, you are going to put us in financial ruin. But if Tinubu was like, "Una the mad, it's already done." So Shitty Man, who is the vice president to Tinubu right now, there's actually another story about that one too. There's a story that the guy is filled with so much regret, rage, because they have rendered him almost useless, to the point that whenever Tinubu is leaving Nigeria, he was supposed to hand over power to him. I don't know what he would have done with it anyway, right? But Tinubu never even, you know what I mean? To the point that he will always make his own trips. When Tinubu leaves Nigeria, Shittimans also want to leave. So he's a frustrated guy inside Tinubu's regime as we speak, even though he may likely kind of debunk that. So Zulum is from Borno State, Shittimans State. So all this posturing of Zulum has been sort of like pointing fingers at the Shittiman, even if he's innocent, right? Even if he's innocent, he's still pretty much going to be like, your state governor is leading the charge against what Tinubu wants. Did you ever kind of talk to him at all? Do you speak with him on any way? Probably we don't actually talk. So Zulum added this. This is the part where he said, you will barely find 3 state governors in support of what Tinubu, because Tinubu is rushing it. It's like they have to pass it. I told you that before, right? That they are saying they will pass it and then they will now consult later. But they are saying that they should consult first before they pass it. Yeah.
Is this upsetting leaders in the North? Yes. Is it making Tinubu to lose followership in the North?
What I'm telling you now is that democracy is about interest. If Everest team said that we are not losing, we ask them, please let us have more consultation before passing this law. Are you getting what I'm saying? So there's nothing much that I can add. And then another provision of the tax law is that by 2029, third fund will be scrapped because companies will cease to support third fund according to the law. I was a lecturer from the University of Maiduguri. I was once a head of a polytechnic, and I know how the educational system in Nigeria benefited a lot from TED Fund. TED Fund is one of the single largest organizations in Nigeria that has supported the educational industry. And the reform is saying that TED Fund will be scrapped in 2029. Naseni will be scrapped in 2029. Why did we create Naseni? Naseni was established in order to boost local production, reducing our dependence on hydrocarbons. But somebody is saying that Naseni will be scrapped in 2029. NIDA will be scrapped. We are now in a digital world. These are some of our concerns. But we believe, when you look at my statement, I said we are pleading to Mr. President to look into the plight of some of the states. This matter is not about North. Some are trying to bring confusion that it's a northern affair. No. It includes the southern, southeast, south. As at now, that you cannot get 3 governors in Nigeria that are in support of this tax law. But what we are saying is that, okay, you are right. If you want to say that this is a new law, let us have time to discuss more about the law and then understand the merits and demerits. Let us withdraw the law, some of the portions, expunge some of the clauses. Yes, we know some people convince us that some portions of the tax law are very important. Are you getting what I'm saying? So this is our major concern. There's some.
I don't want to sit here and reveal all my strategy. I am the first speaker among the 3 of us running. So they will spy on me. So you will have a limited answer here today. Another day you can bring me back. But that's part of what I do. If we lend ourselves to innovation, we can create wonders. Here is a successful, again, a town hall, different from Blue Bulaba. All classes, you know what they call F level? When you get failure in all the subjects that you take. F9, F8, F9, F8, FF, double F. That is his name.
Anarchy loans. Anarchy loans.
So you know what people are saying? If this tax reform is that bad, that is going to affect everyone, why is it that it is only the North that is reacting this way? That's another point, too. Even though it is going to be everyone, why is it that it is only the northern politicians that are triggered? The answer is very simple. There is a chance, right, that the southern part of Nigeria, whose own sort of economic prosperity has been limited simply because the northern part of Nigeria, who have been in power for so long, right, have built Nigeria around their own survival. So, for example, if people are allowed to go and make their own money, like the southern part of Nigeria, where the people importing stuff to Nigeria, the real importers and all that, are from the eastern part of Nigeria, there could be a motivation for them to now fight for the opening up of the eastern port, where some of the imported stuff into Nigeria or so are completely diverted to the east to open up the supposed economic climate of that place, open it up, which can be a window to the future prosperity of that region. And they wouldn't mind, even if they have to suffer for a while. The potential is always there, and they are not afraid to tap it. But for northern part of Nigeria, it's always like, where are we going to start from? Could this be a situation where Nigeria, when I say Nigeria, and I'm talking about the rest of Nigeria, is going to leave us to go and face our own challenges and solve our problems ourselves, or what? A situation where they do not find palatable. Here you get. There are many agencies of government, most of them duplicated agencies and all of that. And most of these agencies are populated by the northerners. The number one employment, or the highest employer of labor in northern part of Nigeria, has been the government work, where most of them are doing nothing, just sharing money. So inside that bill, true, some of these agencies set up to normally to tackle some certain problems in northern part of Nigeria, some of these agencies will be scrapped. Because situation now is going to be whatever we take from your state, all right, either with derivation, population, and all those things that the three categories of the sharing formula that they are bringing up. We'll give you the money to go and do it yourself. So the federal government will now choose where to spend their money, since it's going to be like sharing ratio where, you know, for example, right,